Other non-LinkedIn marketing and communication tools need to be considered into the strategy. So it's not just about LinkedIn. It's also about Facebook, Twitter, maybe some other platforms that you're going to use this. Your own website, your blog, maybe some other people's blogs, maybe some. So it's not just about
YouTube.
YouTube, very good. SlideShare, etc., etc. Again, take that into your consideration when we talk about input for the document. All right. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And I guess this is an easy question. Don't want to push anyone, but who's taking ownership, responsibility, accountability of or for the content plan? Well, is that you, or is that the point to the person next to you?
Point to the person.
Okay.
I was asking the same question.
Yeah. All right. So, Marieke, is it then officially that you will take ownership of this? Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay. Cool.
Because Bart is putting content and things like that, and they work very good together.
That's good. Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
I want him for my project creation plan.
Bart, how many clones do you have?
Not so far, but maybe I can create some.
Yeah. You have 3 children so far, right? They will be ready in 18 years from now. Alright guys, so some basic questions about your content plan. One of the things we want to look at is that, let me give you an idea. Can we have the box? Yep.
You can be on the head of the project
Hoe lang nog?
line.
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So,
I also have a plan.
guys, listen up. This is just a first.
Maybe he has his own plan.
Maybe a first high-level idea of how a content plan can be worked out, right? And again, we might give you a template later on. But one of the things you could do is you can look at what are the topics. So yes, you have stuff for the summary. You have summary. You have stuff for the rich media. You have maybe the paper that you talked about, the brochure as you call it. Maybe there's some other stuff that needs to be created, right? So you have a number of topics that you populate your table with. And then one of the things you could do is you can say, well, we have the owner who's going to take ownership of this. Some people might be in charge of some things, while some other people might be doing other stuff as well. So you can have a nice team of people involved in different pieces. So not what I don't, let's say, I'm not an advocate of having Marieke done everything. It should be, scattered around the team. But she might be the spider in the web who coordinates everything, right? That she's be the person who say, check in, hey Vela, how far are you on this document? Hey Bart, are you ready with this? Oh, you need some more help? Oh, it needs to be translated. Oh, let me bring in a translator, and so on and so on. So that she plays the facilitator in this game. Okay, so that's the owner. Now, once the stuff is done, one of the things you can start doing is you can start publish that.
No.
Right? Publish. Right? Now, when you start looking at publishing, one of the things you would do is you might say, well, the summary needs to be done by, let's say, June. Rich media needs to be done by the 21st of 07. Why? Because we speak at our national Independence Day at a certain event, so we need to have that rich media ready by, for example, I'm just saying, right? So you can fill it up by when you want to publish what. So you can get an overview of the planning about what is done. And then the next thing could be an overview of, let's say, we create teams, and let's take let's take team 1, 2, no, the other way around, 3, 4, and 5. And so what you could do is you could say, well, who's in team 1, who's in team 2, and who's in team 3 and 4. One of the things you can do then is you can say, well, for this, we'll start here with publishing on the 1st of 7. All right. Team 2 is going to publish that on the 3rd of 7. Team 3 is going to do that on the 5th of 7. This is 9/7, and this is 11/7. For the second piece of content, we're going to release this on the 4th of July, and this on the 14th of July. But these people, they go to an event, they need to be ready by the 1st of July, and so on and so on, right? And so what you get is you get a number of hopping patterns, as we call it, where you would see that once the same content you reuse with the different groups internally. Now then you can say, well, one of the groups would be parents, or one of the groups could be Bart and Veerle and Kathleen, and the other group might be Gwen and Rioni and Marike, and so you can switch it up by function or by different, because again, like I said earlier, when you start connecting to people, and let's say you have a potential sponsor, and he's connected or she's connected to 5 or 6 people, if you all push the same button, the same update, it's not going to be very rewarding for that potential sponsor to get 6 times the same update. But if they would look at their LinkedIn timeline and see the updates you've done, they see an update from you, 2 updates from you, 1 from you, and 1 from you. And they're like, wow, these are really active, and they see a lot of things happening. Another thing that you could have is you could have here, for example, a kind of a report. Let's say in that report you have 1, 2, 3, 4 bullets that you say, let's say take your 4 pillars that you have. One of the things you could do is you could say, well, we'll start with the first one here, and the second one we'll do there. So when people are looking at this, they see, yes, it's a link to the same document, but every time it's a different point of the conclusion that is mentioned. All right. So if I get that, let's say I'm an example, and I receive and say, hey, they have a new paper, and they say, well, say 70% of the current education system is really obsolete. Right? Oh, that's a nice conclusion. I don't have time now. The same day, I get an update from Bart saying that, hey, you have 20% faster integration of new concept with the kids that the report is showing, and it's in the same document. Then I get that as and it's also the same document. So people you start to educate people about a certain document, and after maybe 1 or 2 or 3 times, they go like, oh, now I need to download it. It's a third good thing in that same document. See? So that's what you get when you start using this.
You reach with different content. You have more people to reach out.
And touching points as well.
Yes, because one will be triggered by one thing, and another will be triggered by another.
Exactly.
Thing, so.
Does it make sense, guys?
Good strategy. Yes.
Marike, is that handy for you?
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. So that's what we're looking for when you look at content planning. And again, this is just a first high-level draft. Okay. It's up to you to see, okay, what works for our organization and what is, applicable here.
I think that's a good strategy to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've done some strategy before, but not on exactly the same way.
And then this is just LinkedIn, and then you can have a different spreadsheet for Twitter and a different spreadsheet for Facebook and et cetera, right? The PR guy here and so on and so on. So that's where we're coming from, okay? To see, okay, how do we work with that? Okay, cool. All right, social accountability and next steps. Basically, the question is, where do you want to go? All right, the goals that we had this morning, are they still the goals? Yes, I believe that you still want sponsors and that you're still looking for the 14 million. No, not anymore. Nobody ordered yet today.
What do you think?
I'd say Patricia is awfully quiet, so she might be signing the contract.
Oh,
no? Oh, okay. No, anyways, so about the next steps.